Hi, this is Jill from Humu Yoga, and this is the chair yoga class. This week, we're going to focus on the theme of faith. So every week, we focus on a different theme, and we do this to help bring this practice into our lives, to make it more internal and things that we can relate to. So let's go ahead and get started. So just feeling the feet on the floor, and the legs are engaged. So there's just some muscular energy in your legs, and that you feel a rooting down into the floor. And then from there, let's focus on the muscles that we're sitting on, the pelvic floor. So just feeling an engagement of those muscles. So draw them in, right? And in yoga, we call that mula, or root, bandha, lock. So once you've established that, draw your attention a little higher to right under the navel and pull that in and up. And that energy feels like it's flying upward. We call that uddiyana bandha. So it means flying upward lock. And then at the top of the spine, go ahead and just draw the chin down. And we call that Jalandhara bandha, and it seals in that energy. So now with the bandhas engaged, see if you have enough support from inside that you could just sit up really tall. And then from there, we'll just close the eyes and really focus on the breath, the inhalations and the exhalations. And notice, can you visualize your rib cage, how it expands when you inhale and how it relaxes and draws closer together as you exhale? And notice, are there any restrictions, right? The inhalations, exhalations, and just feel yourself becoming calmer with each breath. And then finally, we'll take the hands together in prayer position by the heart, and we'll vibrate together with the mantra Om, which is all the sounds in the universe. Om. Inhaling. Om. Faith is a place of mystery, where we find the courage to believe in what we cannot see and the strength to let go of our fear of uncertainty. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Accept what is, let go of what was, have faith in what will be. Let your faith be bigger than your fear. Faith, I love that, because it reminds me that every time we show up on our mats, on our chair, that we're going to end up somewhere better, even if it's hard to get started sometimes. So it's about trusting the journey. Let's go ahead and take the hands behind and just lift up. And then from here, notice, can you draw the shoulders down, the elbows lift up, and it supports your head. So if your head tends to be a little forward, see if you can draw it back and up. I'm actually assisting with my thumbs in the back of my head to bring it up. And then from here, we're going to exhale, let the elbows draw close together, and just start to round your spine a little forward, just gently. And then inhale, and we'll rise back up again. Just notice what that feels like. Exhale, it's like a surrender. You're just drawing down, and inhale, rise up. We'll do that one more time. And exhale, maybe the movement is becoming a little bigger. And big inhale as you lift up. And then come back to center. And now we're going to take it to the side. So we take a little side bend to the right. And from here, drop that left elbow and start to turn down towards the floor. Really push your head back into your hands. And then inhale, open up. And then exhale, draw back down. And inhale, feel the opening, pushing the head back. And one more time to exhale down. And inhale up, and then rise up. And then inhale here, pushing your head back into your hands, lifting up tall, side bend to the left. Let that right elbow drop and turn and look down. That's an exhale. Use the breath if you can to inhale, open, pushing the head back. Exhale, turning. Feel a widening across your shoulders. The shoulders are drawing down your back. Inhale. And one more, exhale. Inhale, rise up, and all the way up. Now let's reach the arms and down. We're going to lift the left arm up. So notice here, We're going to really elevate the shoulder, but feel it from the back. It's called external rotation. You're rolling your shoulder away from your ear. Lift up. You can hold on to the side of the chair as you side bend now to the right. Really roll both shoulders away from your ears. Maybe take your gaze down for a moment, and then we'll inhale and open, and gazing down the nose and either straight ahead or a little up as we side bend, and breathe into the stretch. Inhale and exhale, and then inhale, rise up. We'll go to the other side. So reaching your right arm up now, lift the shoulder, but then externally rotate. So think about it from the back, rolling away from your ear. Draw the left shoulder down as you side bend to the left. And maybe look down, gazing down your nose. Start to inhale and turn. Maybe eventually gazing down the nose and up or straight ahead. Really reaching through the right fingertips. And inhale and rise up. Let's do both arms. Inhale, move with your breath. And exhale, reach out. And then inhale again. This time we're going to take a gentle twist to the right. Exhale, take the left hand to the left knee and the right hand behind you somewhere, and just start to turn, turn, turn. Maybe you want to take the left hand to the right knee and lift way up and turn. And then inhale, both arms up, reaching tall. Exhale, start the turn. So you're leading with the ribs, keeping the feet planted on the floor. The head comes next, right? It's the ribs, and then the head just comes along. Make sure you keep the head back. Maybe you want to move the hands. And then inhale, both arms up, and exhale. And then from here, we're going to turn to the side. So we're going to come into this lunge position, supported by the chair. To find the position, bend the back knee at first, right? And just feel this stretch on the top of that left hip. And then slowly start to straighten the leg as best you can. It can be a little bent if you need to. And then inhale here. Let's take the hands behind the head. If you can, you could hold on with the right hand if you needed to, or take both and start to lift up. Lift up. You could open your elbows out and really feel that back bend. And then if everything was feeling good, keep your head where it is and reach the arms. And breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. And then come back to center. We can take the hands through prayer position. And then from here, we're going to move to Virabhadrasana or Warrior Two. So the back foot turns out, the front foot turns out. We're trying to open the knee as best you can. Inhale, reach the arms. Head is back in alignment with the spine, and you just turn and gaze over the fingertips. And breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. It's a strong pose, and you're just gently gazing down the nose and through the fingertips, right down through the fingertips. And then we'll come into a pose called Utthita Parshvakonasana, which just means Utthita, spreading out, angular, wide angular pose. So we'll come into the pose and reach. And then take your gaze down for a moment, reach the top arm, and then turn slowly, gazing down the nose and up. And then inhale, we'll rise up. We'll go to the other side. So starting first in that lunge pose, so bend the back knee and take your time here. We're going to start to straighten as much as you can, feeling that stretch on the top of the right thigh, the hip. And then we'll take the hands here and start to lift up. And really lift up, open the elbows, supporting your head. You're pushing your head back into your hands. And if you need to, hold on. But if you can, you don't hold on. So that's up to you. And reach. And you could even be holding on here if you wanted that support. Lift up to go back. You might even go back more if you do hold on. So that's a choice. Reach, reach, and then inhale. We'll come back down to prayer position. Now let's open out to Warrior Two. So open the back foot and reach the arms. And so you feel the inner thighs moving away from each other, a nice opening. There's a calmness in the shoulders, even though you're really reaching. And the head is in alignment with the spine, gazing down the nose and through the fingertips, out the fingertips, breathe. And now we're going to take this into Utthita, extended side angle, Parsvakonasana. So you can rest your forearm on your thigh as you circle. And then let's take the gaze down for a moment, really reaching through that top arm, rolling the shoulder away from your ears, and then changing your gaze to where it feels good in your body. And breathing there. And then inhale, we'll rise up. Let's take this into goddess pose. So you can open the feet out a bit, and we'll take the hands out to the side, and then we'll take it into this nice back bend feeling. You can lift the sternum, take your chin back so that you're lifting from the sternum, not the head. And just lift up, feel that energy, and breathe. And then let's change to prayer position so it becomes more inward. And then slowly release. And then from here, we'll walk the feet closer together. All right, so you still have a wide stance, but we're going to take it into a squat. So you can use the assistance of the chair. You can take your hands behind you, shoulders down. I want you to stick the butt out as you do this. You can use your hands and rise up. We'll try that again. You go down, you can use the hands, or maybe you don't have to, it's up to you, and rise up. And then I'm just going to change the position of the chair so you get a better angle, but leave your chair against the wall. And I'm going to take it here. So from here, we're going to come into a nice forward bend. So let's take the hands on the waist so you can find the support of the belly. You might take a few steps back. And just start to pull the belly in and see if you can keep your spine straight and come forward. And then if you need to bend the knees, if the hamstrings feel tight, that's okay. You could even take your stance wider. And we're going to come over and try and touch the back of the chair. And just notice, are you feeling a stretch here? Can you get a nice long spine? And then from here, we're going to tuck the tail under. Now your knees could be bent, that's okay. And then straighten. So we're just doing like a cat-cow exercise. And just see where you go with this. Tuck under and straighten. And one more time. Tuck under and straighten. And from here, we're going to try and keep the spine straight as you can, pulling the belly in. And see if you can rise up. So we're reaching the arms. And then exhaling, the hands come down. And we come back to prayer position. And from here, let's just establish a nice, strong standing position. You could always be using the chair if you needed to, but see if you can stand using it as little as possible. So you feel the floor, right? You feel your belly drawing in and up. Notice the balance of the pelvis. So you're not sticking the butt out and it's not too far forward. You're engaging in those bandhas that we establish in the seated poses, and just stand as best you can. And then we'll make our way back to the chair. So you can go wide if you need to. We'll reach the arms up and exhale, come forward. You could hold on to the back of the chair, or maybe you can go down a little bit more, and we're going to try and walk out. So do the best you can here. You could bend the knees. We're trying to get more of this reaching feeling now. So this is more like a downward facing dog, reaching, than if you were here, right? Just see where you go. Bend the knees, play around with walking the feet. You can bend and straighten a few times. Just notice you want to reach the arms and roll them away from your ears and just get a nice stretch. And then from here, we're going to move a little forward. This is a plank pose. That was doable. And then back again. We're going to play around with this. If you can, you might be able to find this next pose. We'll come forward and just play around with this shape. Going back, pulling the belly in. And now you might be able to come into like an upward facing dog. So the shoulders roll down and away from the ears. And if you found that the shoulders are wide, lift the belly, tail is under, and then we take it back again. And then from here, just walk the feet forward, extending your spine. See if you can. You can widen your feet if you need to. See if you can come up to standing again. And then I'm just going to move the chair back. because you don't need that side view anymore. And we're going to come to seated as best you can. So nice and wide. I think it helps to really reach the arms forward and lean forward, stick your butt back, and just see where you come. You could always find the chair and then sit in the chair. That's fine. And then we'll take the feet closer together. Now from here, let's come into a nice outer hip stretch. So see if you can cross your right ankle over your left knee and just sit up tall for a moment and try to open that knee out and lift up. If it's accessible and you feel like you want to go deeper, you could come forward or just stay where you are. You really want to feel that outer hip. And then let's go ahead and take that foot down. We'll do the other side. Ankle over the knee. Try to open the knee and sit up as tall as you can. Breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. And then from here, go ahead and take that foot down. Let's just take the legs out in front. Scoot to the edge of your chair as best you can. Lengthen your low spine. So maybe you need to bend the knees to do that, but do the best you can. And maybe your feet are a little wider. That's okay too. And do the best you can to start to come forward. And once you are as far forward as you want to be, just drop the head and stretch. Some of you might be able to take your hands down. Just notice where you are and breathe, relax, stay here, breathing, nice forward bend. Inhale, look up and lengthen and rise up. And now we'll just take the feet down and let's just take a moment in this seated position. Maybe your hands are here, maybe they're here. Maybe you can draw your hands together, Anjali Mudra, which represents Namaste, which is the divine light in all of us, acknowledging each other's light. And you can focus on, just for a moment, the practice today and how just having faith and showing up and going through a little bit at a time is taking you to this place of a little bit more ease. And you can let this resonate into everything you do. Namaste.